I'm on my way to the drag strip to take a few easy passes with that and see how it does. I need to order some better batteries. I'm going to order some Onyx batteries, I reckon. We'll see. There's a couple different kinds. But yeah, I'm headed to the drag strip. That's about 2,000 feet total. It's not usable 2,000 feet. It's probably a pretty usable 1,500. So we'll see. I'm not trying to break any records today. I'm just trying to make sure everything goes straight and everything does like it's supposed to after taking reverse out and putting the high-speed gears in it. You know, see what kind of amps the ESC draws just on what I do. And I've got my race box I'm going to try, and I've got a couple Garmin's that always work. And we'll see what happens. I've also got my Pro Moto. It went 68 with a 15-tooth pinion, and it was cutting off, and I fixed the cutting off, but I haven't been able to run it in a spot where I can really open it up, like the drag strip. And I put a 20-tooth pinion on it, so it should be a lot different. We'll see. And then, of course, I got my Kawasaki just to drive. It runs 60 on 2S. It's just fun. All the time driver. So, alrighty. So we'll be there in a little bit. This is before I left. My cart loaded up to take everything downstairs out to the van. Drag strip's only about 10 minutes away, and luckily I can test there pretty much when I want, as long as there's nothing going on. We're going to start with the Pro Moto, see what she does. I didn't know if the camera was on or not. Okay. Make sure the GPS is working. It is. I ain't cutting out. $65. Huh. Hammer it. I believe that's probably as fast as it's gonna go. Let's see. $65. Whew. My battery's hot. I mean, I'm talking hot, hot. $65. How's it going? I was a little disappointed in the 65 because it went 68 with a 15 pinion, and I think the motor was getting hot. I put a fan on the motor and I changed it to a 20 tooth pinion, and I don't think the little motor has the nuts to pull the 20 tooth pinion. It still went 65, which was pretty good, but it's not what I'm looking for. So I'm gonna take that motor out, which that's an LMT 7500 kV, but it's little. So I'm gonna take it out. I'm gonna put something lower kV that'll handle a lot more cells. I'd like to run it on 6. So we'll see. Let's get the Raminator out and see what the Raminator does. We turned on the race box and we turned on the GoPro. Got everything started, the Garmin. And I'm driving it, and it doesn't have any brakes. Like there's no brakes whatsoever. So I figure that out, then I pull it back in and I fix the brakes, and then we run it. I just hit the gas just a little bit and it spun and it kind of got out of control, and I really should have took that as a hint, but I didn't. I kept on trying to mess with it. Made the steering less sensitive, got the brakes working like they should, and then I run it, just testing it, feeling it out. I pull it back in here and I get the brakes figured out, and then I go back to running it. Okay. Okay, so we're going to turn the truck off. We're going to. So I ended up getting my computer out, hooking to the ESC, making sure the brakes were on, and it ended up even being in my radio somehow. I've still got the mechanical brakes on it because I didn't really want to use the ESC to stop the big 110-pound truck. So I've got the mechanical brakes on it, and I guess for some reason the mechanical brakes were turned off in my radio. I just had to go to the channel, and then on channel 3, on channel 1 on the mixing, it was off. And I had to turn it back on. I guess, I'm not sure. So, and I absolutely do know, the last time I run the truck in my yard on the 15-inch wheels and tires, off-road wheels and tires, I was just using the ESC and I had took the brakes off. And I didn't really like the way it was on them big wheels and tires and off-road trying to use the ESC only, so I put the mechanical brakes back on and I haven't drove it until now. So I got that figured out and we're good to go. Reset. Start. Sunglasses. So now I'm going to start trying to figure the steering out. It's very, very responsive with the truck lowered down and very stiff. It wants to dart so I adjust my dual rate, I adjust the sensitivity, the speed, and I get it to where it seems like it's okay, but it's still bouncy. .44. I wonder if I need more air. Let's see. And this is where I really start jacking with the steering to try to get it to where it's not as jerky. I've watched this video over and over again, and I've thought about it and I've thought about it, and I really think that I bipped the throttle. I didn't really. There's a ramp. This thing's got a 2.5 second ramp in it because of the shit's so powerful. So like, it's almost like you hold it and it's because, I mean, there's definitely a point where it's like on, you know, even though it's a steady ramp. I don't know. But after watching the video and listening to it, I'm fairly certain that I bipped the throttle a little bit and it got the truck out of shape, and then I corrected and it was bouncy too, maybe a little bit, and spun around and hit the wheelie bar and the wheel on the wall and broke the axle at the pin. So yeah, I fucking wrecked it. Wasn't as bad as I could have wrecked it, but I wrecked it. Oh, it broke it. Broke the axle. This is kind of where I noticed that the steering was a little bit more jacked up than I thought, and maybe the front tires aren't dead true, and it's bouncing when it turns, and there's just like, it's probably a front end deal. I need to really get on the front end and make sure everything's right. Okay. First thing is turn the truck off. Let's turn the truck off here. Let's stop that and turn it off. Let's turn this, stop this. I never turned the fans on. Right here. Not that it mattered. At 48 miles an hour. Undo this. Undo this. Snap the axle. So I had a Racebox Micro, a Garmin, and I had the GPS on my GoPro 9 Black on. So for the first time, the GoPro GPS was acting weird, like it run up to however fast, and then the truck's noticeably accelerating, but the GPS is coming down. So I don't know about that. The Garmin, this is what the Garmin recorded. And this is what the Racebox recorded, which this is my first time dealing with the Racebox, and it's pretty cool. You start it, and I guess it just records, and then I don't know how it separates the runs. I guess when you stop for a second, it starts a new run. But then it'll give you the option if you're like, is this a track race or run, or is this a drag run? And it processes it different. I'm not real sure. So I just stuck to track just because I'd run it for a minute. And I'll show you what it looks like and the information it gives you. So this is what the screen looks like, and it actually gives you a satellite image of where you run, and then there's a little slider at the bottom, and you can move it across, and it shows your RPM. I mean, it shows your mile per hour, it shows your G's, and then it shows a cornering thing, but I didn't look at the cornering thing. I just looked at the G-force and the mile per hour. And it's pretty cool because, like, it'll just show you every single, I mean, you can just watch it back, you know, with the little slider. And it said that I went 50 miles an hour on one thing, 49.2 on another. I'm not real sure why there's the variance in the mile per hour. But I do like the Racebox. It's really cool. So, yeah, it's a pretty awesome deal. I was kind of surprised that this thing, which I guess the G's, and this is a summary of what the truck did, and here's another, you know, screen. It's a cool little deal, and those are the laps. I guess every time you come to a stop while you're recording, it starts a new session, I suppose, because there were like 5, and from what I could tell, every time I come to a dead stop, it started a new recording. So that's pretty cool. It's a pretty nice little piece. I'm excited about using it. So after all that, let's hook it up to the computer and at least see what it did, like how much throttle I gave it and how many RPMs it turned, and you know, that kind of thing. I don't need to, but I'd like to be able to see it. Use update button to start update. Oop. Successful. Alrighty. Oh. Too much stuff. Pop up. Okay. Whoop. Device settings, history, read. Takes a minute for the info to download. Okay, looks like about 6 minutes. Well, first of all, what we need to do is we need to go in here, we need to turn off this stuff, because some things, as you can see when I did that, So we're gonna go in here. The first thing we're gonna put is input voltage. It looks like this was the highest. So that's like 50, 55, that's like 56% throttle. Let's go back. Okay. Looks like the motor turned the hardest right here. This is times 100 RPM. And we're like 80. This is 85 right here in the middle. So we're like 8750, I would think, is what it looks like. So we're like at 87 and a half. So that's 8,000 RPM. Is that 8,700 RPM? Was the peak. And you can see that's the. So I was rolling along pretty good. Must have been like freewheeling right here, and then got back into it and got to 57%, 57% throttle, half, a little over half. But that's just for like these, you see this 12 minutes, 4 minutes, 12 seconds, 4 minutes, 12 seconds, 500 milliseconds. Like, this is a half a second right here. Not even a half a second. This is actually from nothing at 4 minutes, 11 seconds and a half to nothing at 4 minutes, 12 seconds, and we'll say a little over a half. So that's about a second worth of power right there. Got to get out of this, and I gotta get out of this, and so I bet you this right here alrighty, so 8,700 RPM, 56% throttle for a tenth of a second, not even a millisecond. No, like, I mean, I don't even know. I need to take a picture of it, but I can't no more. I should have. But yeah, it's gonna fly. I just gotta get the bounce figured out. And like I said, I've got some ideas. See y'all next time.